meet you.
Can we take a selfie?
Nailed it. Nailed it. Fantastic. Moving back. Straight ahead.
Glance right over the legs.
Get up.
Right down the center.
Glance to the right, Paul.
Paul, up to the
Look at that
center.
top.
Paul, that's smile right
Paul, to your right. To your right.
And Paul right here.
Thank you.
In the middle. And that smile right there for me. Hold that one. Turn your shoulders. There you go. Right there for me.
Right here, man.
Right here on the end.
No, like that.
Taron, can I get a photo with you? Taron, down here. Taron, a picture.
And that smile, Taron, right there. Hold on.
Taron, one look. Taron, one look.
Melanie, one more time.
One more in the corner, Melanie. In the corner. There you go. Very nice. Thank you, guys. Here we see this one.
You work great. And you should do good.
Gentlemen. You guys right over here. Right beside him one time. There you go.
The reason I wanted to play this part is it's just the best script I've ever been offered. It's the best script that's ever arrived in my inbox that I've read, and you know, there was no Wild Horses wouldn't have kept me away. It's an amazing story, and Dennis crafted these beautiful, nuanced, very rich characters, and it was, you know, my great privilege to be able to lead the cast. In the mid-90s, Jimmy received a 10-year sentence for some dodgy dealing, shall we say, and he was offered an opportunity to have his whole sentence cleared if he moved to a high-security prison and was able to elicit a confession, to get a confession out of a suspected serial killer named Larry Hall, who Paul plays, and he takes on the challenge, and that's the premise of the show. You have, of course, the late, great Ray Liotta, who I had the privilege of sharing a number of really gorgeous scenes with. They were always my favourite scenes in the script, and I love the way they've turned out. It was a singular, very special experience for me working with him. Moafi is someone that I actually wasn't aware of before this, and she is a force of nature. She's one of the most gifted people I've ever worked with. Blackbird is a psychological thriller based on extraordinary true events. It's just really good. Watch it.
Greg is hilarious. Paul, Taron's hilarious. Everyone's hilarious, and dealing with such a dark subject matter, you really crave moments of levity, and we had those. We had to. I play FBI Special Agent Lauren McCully. She is a driven, passionate FBI Special Agent, and she's kind of the connective tissue binding together all of the story elements and these characters in, as you see in the show, a predominantly male world. She is the reason why all this goes down. She is the one who thinks of marrying her two cases. FBI agents have anywhere from 5 to 25 cases at once, and Lauren has the sort of wisdom, the creativity to combine these two cases in order to pursue justice. Women have only been able to join the FBI for 51 years now, so it was a real treat to be able to, be this leading female force who had to work, 100 times harder than her male counterparts.
I play Larry Hall, based on a true story. Taron Egerton plays Jimmy Keene. Jimmy went in and infiltrated the prison and befriended Larry. It's a pretty complex story, and I really stand by it. I think it's incredible. 90 minutes in a makeup chair. I had to drop 40 pounds to look more like him because I'm a big guy. And you got to go to some weird, dark places to try to be believable. You got to really commit to it, because if you undercommit, audiences are pretty smart these days. They can kind of tell. Yeah, my dude, Ray Liotta. I did have a bit scene with him and got to spend a little bit of time with him, and he was just really cool. You know, those older actors, you want to ask stories and advice and try to chat with them, and he was very open to that. He wasn't closed off or grouchy. He was very embracing of me, which was super cool. I miss him.
I play Dr. Amelia Hackett, and she is the prison psychologist. And she basically takes care of Paul's character as well as Taron's character. And they're very different energies, so she's very different with each of them. It was mind-blowing. It was basically an acting lesson every day that I was on set, just watching and absorbing and being partners and playing with both of them.
I'm the DA who hatches this crazy idea to put him inside with like a major evil dude. And this young kid, we kind of twist him and turn him. And so I'm the engine in the story. Oh my God, it's an amazing cast. I mean, when we had the read-through, and I just sat there, my jaw's on the floor, and everybody knocked it out the park just in a read-through. So I know it's going to be good.
Blackbird's about justice. It's a riveting story, true story. Took somebody with great talent to write it, Dennis Lehane, a wonderful novelist. Paul Walter Hauser is extraordinary. Taron, Sepideh. I mean, it was an embarrassment of riches. Not to mention, last but not least, the great Ray Liotta. I hope audiences will watch Blackbird and be as riveted and glued to it as I was. I knew what was going to happen, and it's a knockout.
I play C.O. Carter, Correctional Officer Carter. They asked me to put on 20 pounds for the role, but I'm a very dedicated actor, so I put on closer to 30. It's the type of role I don't actually get a chance to play a lot. And so when Dennis actually told me about it, and it's like, I think you could do this, and it was so much fun.
The basic storyline is incredible. You know, a civilian who gets a chance to get his sentence commuted in prison, but to do that he has to go to a really bad prison and befriend what might be a serial killer. And it's based on a true story. The real Jimmy was a great resource, and he had written a book called In with the Devil, and then he was terrific, easy to contact, a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, but he gave us the story. Working with Ray was actually literally a dream come true. I wrote the part for him. He was the only actor I wanted for the part, and when I got him, we had an instant sort of professional kinship, and that was wonderful.
It's extremely intense. It's gritty, but ultimately it's very heartfelt and redeeming. When Dennis wrote Big Jim, he was like, I want Ray Liotta, and if I can't get Ray Liotta, I'm not doing it. That's true. So then it was up to us to make sure we got Ray Liotta, which was pretty damn easy, because he read it and wanted to do it.
It's about a guy that was a young guy that kind of got off on a wrong path and ended up into a situation where they were going to put me in prison over the situation that I had been involved in. And they made a deal with me. Taron put on a lot of weight, and got muscular, and that's what I really like, because in order to play that part, you had to be able to look like you can handle yourself in there, and he did a really good job.